Hi, welcome to Papa Tom's Garage. In these videos, I'd like to show things I do around the garage. My main focus, I'm rebuilding a 1987 3/4 ton Chevy pickup with a big block 454. My son and I received this from my mom and dad. My dad passed away a couple months back, and we're building this truck as a kind of a memorial, and it's kind of a nostalgic type thing. So also while we're doing that, I come across tools and stuff that I've had for years, and they don't really work really well. And this ratchet likes to, it likes to stick and stuff. So we're going to take it apart, and that's what today's video is. We're going to show how to take this apart, clean it up good, and then put it back together, and hopefully it'll work good. So we're going to work on this, so come on the journey as we tear into this thing and see if we can get it to ratchet like it's supposed to and not stick. Okay, here we are at the little work table. What I like to do is put something down to collect any mineral spirits, anything that I'm going to use to clean the tool up. And in this case, it's an old cookie sheet that was laying outside somewhere. I don't remember where I got it. I cleaned it up a little bit, still rusty. I soaked it for a long time in Evaporust, or whatever that stuff's called. Yeah, Evaporust. It cleaned it up pretty good. Then I used a wire brush, cleaned it up. I've got a little container with mineral spirits because I use this quite often, and I don't want to dump it back into my container. So we just like to have that ready. I have a lid for it. Sometimes I'll use a part cleaner. I like to use some brake clean. I can get that at my local parts store. I usually buy it by a case when it goes on sale. Get a pretty good deal on it. So what we're going to do, this has a little keeper in it that keeps this head from falling out. And so I'm just going to use a pair of long nose pliers, and we're going to reach in here, just undo this clip and push this through, and the ratchet, kind of look it over, make sure that the teeth, see, this is a Craftsmen ratchet. I really like Craftsmen tools for their price and their guarantee and stuff. And a lot of times they'll warranty these. But it's got teeth in there. And then on the ratcheting part itself, I don't know what all these parts are called. It's also got teeth, so when you switch it from one side to the other, you can either go right or left. So I'm going to take as much of this apart as I can to clean it up, and then I'll re-oil it so this little clip comes off. So we'll just get in here, clean this up in the mineral spirits. Got a little bit of compressed air. Yeah, that cleaned up pretty good. Kind of come in here. Hopefully my air nozzle doesn't fall off. Check the teeth. It's got a little wear on it. Clean all these parts up. Clean all the dirt, years of dirt and stuff. That's what really gets these things. And I don't know how much of this is a little ratcheting unit. I don't know how much of this can come apart. I've never really taken one of these apart before, but I got to clean all that dirt out of there. So we'll just kind of clean this up. And there's a lot of gunk. Kind of ratchet that around. There's a little down in here, I don't know if you can see it. When this thing pivots back and forth for the ratcheting unit, what it pivots on, there's a little ball in there. Down in there, I don't know if you can see it. Let's see. I don't know if that'll come in. Oh, there you go. A little ball. And then as this thing, if you turn this, it pivots on that. And the dirt will get in there and mess it all up. So just our goal is to get this cleaned up. Seems to me like anymore, so many people are in such a big hurry, they never want to clean anything. They just want to move from one job to the next. And see, this thing's a little stuck. And then they end up with a bunch of dirty tools, and then they go to use them and they get dirtier. Or their shop, my shop's pretty crowded, but they move on from one to another. And pretty soon they just have a whole bunch of dirty tools. Now the other thing you want to check is on this, it has a release button, because as you put a socket on here, that ball holds that socket on, so you don't. So you want to make sure that's all cleaned out in there too. So let's a little more air. Really check and make sure you got the dirt out. Sometimes you'll have to just take I've got a little tiny screwdriver. If you see any extra dirt, just pull it out. It's amazing how these castings, they don't really even do them that great from the factory, but kind of spin that around. And then I like WD-40. I buy it by the gallon, put it in a spray bottle, mark it. I think my markings pretty much come off this bottle, but I usually so then I'll just spray it down, because not only is WD-40 a good lubricant, but it also is a water, it displaces water. So if we get that good and lubed up, kind of work that around. And it's still kind of on the sticky side, so we got to see why. It's probably worn on the inside. Craftsmen there's kind of two safety pins, one on each of these little rockers. As you make sure you're in those, then you can kind of work that back and forth. Okay, so now this tool, okay, so we want to put our keeper back on here. And then what I want to do is take a little bit of grease, and I can either use, I've got a synthetic grease, which is just a high heat brake caliper grease, and I think we're going to use that. And what that'll do, it'll stay on here a little better. We'll lube, if I can get it out of the tube. I've had this forever. Used to do a lot of car work before I got married. And then I traded in my muscle cars and stuff for a wife and kids. Now that I'm older, I'm enjoying working on cars again. So we'll put a little there, a little there. Just get it on those teeth. Maybe put a little down in there. Then you got to get it down in the teeth. And not get the keeper in the way. Push that in a little bit. Move your keeper around. Make sure it's in the slot. There's a little groove. I don't know if you can see that. There's a groove down in here that this keeper goes in. So just take your needle nose pliers again. Now if these get too bad, Craftsmen, I don't know if their warranty is still like it used to be. It used to be really good about, if you had a problem, they would just fix it. Now what they usually do, or at least they did back in the day when I would wear these out quite often, well, before I go to that, one thing you don't want to forget is the little turn thing. And I almost forgot it. Now, we can put that in there. Okay, so we got the retaining ring on. Check it out. You can hear it clicking. Flip it over. Hold that, flip it over. Goes the other way. What I like to do is get a socket, put it on there. We used to sit there and spin these, except for I need something to hold it with because it's slick because it's WD-40. Kind of wipe off that WD-40, move this around because of the grease that's in there. And we have a 3/8 inch drive Craftsman ratchet, all ready for service again. You can tell on the back side there, it's been worn, it's been used a lot. I got this ratchet when I was 18 years old. I'm 58 now. My mom and dad, they said for graduation from high school, they said, do you want a set of tools or a typewriter? I chose a set of tools. I still have it. Nobody uses a typewriter anymore. So, with that being said, Well, I hope you found this little video helpful in working on your ratchets and stuff as you're doing your projects. Keep them in good repair. Make sure you subscribe to my channel, new channel. Give me a thumbs up if you like. Please leave me a comment. I would love to answer those. I'd like to communicate with different YouTube viewers. Want to know what kind of tools or whatever you'd like to see fixed, little hand tools or different things. I'm also going to be having a video here on, I had a set of heads for my 454 done, and I got to pull the machine shop was not supposed to put both sets of valve springs in there, and so I've got to pull the inside so I can break it, the inside spring. There's two springs, and I got to pull the inside one out to break in my camshaft. And then once I get the engine put in, I've already got I started this channel kind of late. I've got the block mostly put together. I've got the cam, lifters, timing chain, pistons, rods, crank, all that in it. We'll show the cleaning up these heads and move on from there. But I just want to thank you for watching my video, and until next time, enjoy your garage.